Instead, let's take a passion to the sheets and just go crazy. You can be as wild as you want that night. You ain't gotta be a lady.
All right, what's up, y'all? We right back at it. And if you're watching the video, you see I got the specs on. So you know what that means. We're getting right into some reading, baby. Woo! That means we're getting right into some
politics as usual.
That's right. Politics as usual. So, let's get right into it. This is an article from Routers.com. And the headline reads, Kentucky lawmakers block abortion access with new law, effective immediately. Ay, ay, ay. Kentucky effectively suspended legal abortion access on Wednesday, as the legislature enacted a sweeping anti-abortion law that took effect right away and forces providers to stop offering abortions until they can meet certain requirements. Let's continue. The impact of the law makes Kentucky the first United States state without legal abortion access since the 1973 Supreme Court case Roe v. Wade established the right to end the pregnancy before the fetus is viable, abortion providers say. Abortion rights advocacy groups have said they will challenge the bill in court. The law imposes requirements that the state's clinics say make it too logistically difficult and expensive to operate, including a provision requiring that fetal remains be cremated or interred. It calls for a combination birth, death, or stillborn certificate to be issued for each abortion, and it bans abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, a Democrat, vetoed the bill on Friday, but the Republican majority House and Senate overrode his veto on Wednesday morning. In his veto letter, Beshear expressed concern that the bill did not include exceptions for abortions in cases of rape or incest and said it was, quote, likely unconstitutional because of the requirements it imposed on providers. Two provisions in the abortion legislation hinder the state's abortion clinics from operating, according to Planned Parenthood's Kentucky State Director, Tamara Wider. The second is a requirement that fetal remains be cremated or interred, which places logistical and cost burdens on the clinics that they cannot sustain. The bill also bans telehealth for medication abortions, requiring an in-person doctor visit for patients seeking to end their pregnancy by pill. Republican-led states have been quickly passing ever stricter abortion bans this year with the anticipation that an impending U.S. Supreme Court decision could help the bans withstand legal challenges. On Tuesday, Oklahoma's governor signed a near total abortion ban that is due to take effect in August. The Supreme Court is expected to rule by the end of June on a case involving a Republican-backed Mississippi law that gives its conservative majority a chance to undermine or even repeal the landmark 1973 Roe v. Wade. And for those who don't know, that legalized abortions on a national level. Well, that's the end of the article pretty much. And I'm going to take these off for just a second because we're going to get back into something else in a minute. But it is really, really sad that these states are trying to take away the rights of women. And it really is just mind-blowing to me that they want to take choices away from mothers or soon-to-be mothers. The fact is that a woman should not be forced to bring a child into this world. They should have options. They should have choices. And when we start to take away these type of freedoms, we are forcing people into very awkward situations. Sure, you can say that she doesn't have to keep the child. She can give the child up for abortion, for adoption. But that does not necessarily equate to the same thing. Now you have forced this woman to carry this child for 9 months, and for this woman to physically, mentally, and emotionally bond with the child. It's a really, really nasty situation, and I don't know what is going on. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even search for this article. This actually came to me during a Wall Street Journal paper this week. I was breezing through the front page, and in a small section on the bottom half of the Wall Street Journal, it said something about the Kentucky abortion law. I said, "Oh, I got to check this out." But originally, I wasn't searching for this. This just came across me one day while I was at work, and it's just really sad, man. Like, women just go through so much, and I'm not trying to pander or whatever. I just think that women go through enough, and now to take away their rights and force them to have children, whether they keep it or not, it doesn't matter. You're forcing this woman or these women to go through these forced pregnancies, for lack of a better term. And I just think that it's just crushing. It's a crushing blow to society. It's a crushing blow to women in this country. And it really just speaks to how little we care about the creators and the carriers of children. It's like, yo, this person has to carry, nurture, feed another human being. And if they're not ready to, or they simply don't feel up to it, they shouldn't be forced to do it. It's really, really nasty, man. I'm not mad about it. I'm really disappointed and disgusted. And I'm just trying to pass along the information. This topic is not even really about my opinion. It's more just trying to inform people that this shit is really happening. These things in this great nation, these things are happening right now. And I said last pod, I think that they are trying to truly eradicate the 1973 precedent that was set by Roe v. Wade. And I said I think it's being challenged, and I think they're making it ever more clear that they are trying to eradicate it, get rid of it, wipe it out, abort it. And I think that's dangerous. I think that it puts us in a really, really nasty position, and we have to be very careful and pay attention to these things. And so, I don't mean to kill the vibe, but, that's kind of how I feel. And now, speaking of vibes, let's keep this on a Debbie Downer kind of moment. C19. You ruined it. So let's talk about it. C19, I've been trying to explain to you guys in small ways that it has killed many things. And what it has killed in a large way is spontaneity. Before, it was very easy to pick up and worry-free. Just say, hey, I'd like to come hang out. Hey, what's up? You want to catch a movie? Yo, what's up? Y'all want to go to brunch? My treat. And now, not so simple. Now, you've got to go through all type of procedures. Some places are carding you for shots. Other places are requiring things that are really weird. Other places, the establishments themselves have lost so much money that they don't really care what you do. They just want to pile everybody in and have them sitting right on top of each other as if nothing ever happened. And I get it. They're trying to make up for all the business losses, all of the revenue that they lost during the pandemic, because whether they got grants or, tax breaks The PPP loan might have been fly, but it might not have covered much. If your business was out for a year, 2 years almost, and you're just now reopening, probably lost a fuck ton of money. And so it's a really weird situation, and spontaneity is gone. It's almost like if you want to have a gathering amongst friends or family, you either got to hurry up and get everybody tested or say, hey, we're all just going to risk it. And I think the fact that this even exists, this thing that is so encumbersome, so troublesome, is just like, damn, why? Like, why do we have to deal with this extra stress? Like, it's a whole ordeal now just because you want to hang out. It's crazy. It's like spontaneity, it's over for you. C19 has ruined you. That quick call hangout, yo, what's up, man? What you doing? Want to go? Hey. Nope. Now, even if you want to do that, even if you agree to do that, you have to know that you're throwing caution to the wind. You have to know that now you're risking many, many things. Maybe you don't end up in the hospital and really sick. Maybe you don't die. Maybe you just have mild symptoms, but you don't know how that affects the next person. And so I'm not saying don't do it, but I'm saying it's ruined it, because now you have to second and third guess and pivot and plan. It's no longer simply just get up and get out. The game has changed because of you, C19. You've ruined it. Now, I would like to discuss something that I think some people are confused about. Very often in television and in real life, because sometimes art imitates life, and in other times, life imitates art. Art imitates life, life imitates art. Yeah. And often you see people say, or hear people say, man, they're just so sexy. I love them. Oh man, look at those lips. I love them. Oh man, that ass. Oh, I just love them. But that's not love. That is another word. And that word is lust. What is lust? Well, the internet's got answers. The interweb has answers. So, specs back on just for a little bit, so we could just be clear. All right. We got here Merriam-Webster. Y'all know the Websters. It says here, definition 1 of lust: usually intense or unbridled sexual desire. And so, clearly, when we're speaking about physicality, we're speaking about a strong desire in a sexual manner. And I think that people very often get these two terms confused. Love is less physical than it is other things. Love has to do with emotion. Love has to do with intimacy, which is a different level of desire and comfort. It involves vulnerability. Love comes from many, many different emotions. Not horniness, like not because you want to pounce on somebody. That's not love. A strong desire to please, tease, and whatever else is lust. And I think that we watch things and we hear things and we kind of soak it in. And who knows, again, maybe it's the opposite. Maybe the people who have experienced these things or thought they experienced these things are creating content, shows, movies, films, what have you, web series, docs, and using these terms. But love and lust are quite different, because lust is often more aggressive, more, I don't want to say natural, but more beast-like. You know, when you lust someone, it's intense, it's aggressive, it's strong, where love doesn't always behave that way. Love comes in many different forms, and perhaps lust does too. But lust is more of a desire to be physical or to do physical things, where love is a much more complex group of emotions, feelings, etc. And I think that very often we get confused with these things because we're so caught up in the physical, what we see, what we feel, what we taste. All of these things are part of lust. And you say, man, I really like being around her. Man, she's so good and the sex is so great. Oh, her body. Oh, man, it's great. It's just great. That would be lust. And I've spoken about other things like non-sexual things that can turn you on. That is true. But again, when it comes to a strong physical desire, a longing for someone physically, this is not love. And let's be clear, I'm not saying sexual attraction is not important. Not saying that. I'm not saying that sexual attraction is not necessary. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that we often say or hear that we want someone, we desire someone, we can't wait to be in someone or around someone or touching someone, and then say things like, man, I just love it. But you love her boobs. You love her ass. You love his dick. You don't love this person. You are enjoying physicality. You are desiring physicality. You are longing for physicality. That is lust. The desire to sheesh. The desire to taste, touch, smell, embrace, etc. Those pheromones that you, oh man, when I get around her, it's just like chemically something happens. That chemical is inducing lust. And that's why it becomes almost this natural state of aggression. Just, oh man, I gotta come here. I need you. I want you. I have to have you. But that's not the same thing as love. Love encompasses many other emotions. It is often much deeper than physical. There are plenty of people, especially in this digital era, who fall in love and have never touched each other, don't even have a desire to touch each other. And so I just wanted to break that down because I feel like a lot of times we hear this where it's like, man, I fell in love with her as soon as I saw her. And I'm not going to say that's fake, but if you ask why, it's very often just, man, her ass was crazy. Oh, man, her lips. Did you see those lips? Oh, man, the cleavage, the way her titties were just bouncing out. Or flip it, right? Let's say, man, oh, man, I could see the bulge in his pants. Oh, man, he had the great arms and the big chest. Oh, not love. Lust. Lust. Those are lustful desires. And so that's it. Just wanted to break that down for y'all. I hope this was helpful. Have you ever fell in lust? I have. Have you ever fell in love? I have. Have you ever confused the two? Put it in the comments. Let me know. I see y'all next week.